Hey guys, good morning. How's everybody doing? I did want to talk about Bitcoin and Ethereum again because they are pushing, well, not Bitcoin. Bitcoin is staying pretty steady around this 21.7 level, but Ethereum is pushing to that 1700 level that I talked about in my previous video yesterday. And I do think as of right now, we are starting to look like a pretty nice short to the downside. So can we go lower than this? No, I think we're like there. Yeah, I think we could still go a little bit higher on Ethereum before you actually do something and break to the lower side, right? So as of right now, you have created a lower channel to the downside, right? So we can basically use this low here and then run it to like there or something, right? So you have this lower channel to like possibly coming back to the downside. So as of right now, this is what I can see playing out. You basically can run a little bit more because I know yesterday's video I said that I was extremely bearish and I do see a dump, and I still see that dump, right? Unless we have like a nice push to the upside to 1700, which is exactly where we are at this level now. We're right at we're close to resistance at 1728. So what I can still see us doing is pushing a little bit harder to like right here at like 1740-ish, maybe that range, and then coming back down to the lower side, right? As of for the daily right now, we are extremely bullish on the daily. On the daily, we are extremely bullish. We already closed a perfect entry here on Ethereum, which would have taken you which you would have placed this trade at 1665. So you would have been about $40 in the money if you would have or in profit if you would have bought like full Ethereum, obviously, right? So that trade came in August 3rd at the close. So you would have bought in at 1665. You would have only been up like $15 or so still in profit. But the big importance here is DXY, right? DXY is going to be closing a bear day today, right? It's going to be closing a bearish day today. Usually what happens on a bear day is it is been relatively responsive to those. So it actually happened here, right? On July 13th, right? We closed the bear day, July 13th, came all the way back down, right? We actually ended up running to like 108-ish, came all the way back down to 104. Again, June 16th, closed the bear day. Down here, this trigger actually ended up being extremely bullish, right? Because all you had was just, right, bear trigger down here. Perfect entry because the stochastic was coming back down from highs. All you did was trade sideways. If you're part of the Patreon, if you're trading sideways on a bear daily, you know this thing's going to blow up really hard to the upside. Again, bear triggers all around right here, but it's really only been sort of responsive. You haven't really seen the DXY tank all that much. I mean, the most that I can really see, I'm still pretty bullish on DXY, especially because this 4 hour is probably going to be over. Yeah, there we go. This 4 hour is more than likely going to be oversold, right? And you're starting to reach these lows on the Stoch, and you already have that trend bounce, right? The last time we were on this low on the stochastic, you were on trend. Right now, you do have that 4 hour crossover on the 50 MA and 200, right? And you haven't broken, you haven't broken this Darvis box, right? Darvis box is essentially just, you go to a high, you come to a low, and then you recover something, right? So this is essentially the Darvis box. Once it breaks out of this Darvis box on the 4 hour, either to the lower side or to the upper side, and you create a full 4 hour candle, that's typically the direction that it's choosing to go, right? And as soon as this Darvis box gets broken, I think we're going to new highs, right? I actually think that from here, you might actually just trade sideways on this daily 4 hour bear trigger, right? That's what I think can happen, right? I think you just trade sideways on this 4 hour bear trigger. And I do not think this is like a dump all the way back to like trend, right? I don't have that opinion. I really don't think that, right? And as of right now, I do think there's a lot of rejection too off the SPX and here. See, you already have that rejection. So you did break this Darvis box, right? See, Darvis box broken. and then we actually run it a little bit more this way, I can possibly see a, if it's going to run up here, you can maybe come down a little bit, retest here, and then push up, right? But you are still on this trend, still on trend. But you did have that rejection off that trend up here, right? So, and again, happened the same thing to the Nasdaq 100. We'll do this. Same thing happened to the Nasdaq, right? Came all the way up to previous to long trend right after breaking it. And this trend was from, this trend is the one that got created from a long time ago, right? So you came up, came back down, up the trend, rejected, and then I think we're going to come back down from here because you're already getting oversold on the stochastic, and you're just about ready to close a bear trigger on the 4 hour, right? Same thing with same thing with SPY, right? Same thing. I think personally, that these levels get rejected, and I think we come all the way down to 401. Again, I think these pushes have been extremely weak to the upside. I think this actually does not break. At most, you can probably see something to like 420, because I know that there's a gap up there, right? There's a gap up here at 421. So I think the most that can happen is that you actually see we already broke we already broke the Darvis box on SPY. So I think the most we could see is a 420 before a rejection. But even on the SPX, right? Even on this SPX, you still have, that rejection, and then you also have the Nasdaq rejection off trend. So it's one of those things where I'm like, it's not this move up is not bullish enough to make me not bearish, right? I'm still bearish. I still think that any area right here is gonna be a good set to is going to be a really good rejection, like a really good set to short, right? I still think that any of this can be shorted. So again, right? You have a high without a Darvis box high. You have some sort of recovery up here. We actually came down to a low, came up, right? So what we can do is you can actually use this to give you a better idea of where this can possibly go, right? And as of right now, you are going to be closing a 15-minute bear. So it does look like, as of right now, you might actually break this trend, and you might break this Darvis box to the lower side. And if this trend breaks, everybody's got to short the crap out of this, right? So as of right now, I don't have an exact price target. I'm still bearish, right? I'm still bearish on all this. I think that I think that this rejection of trend for both the Nasdaq and for the SPX 500, and also for crypto, for Bitcoin and Ethereum, I think these are just, small rallies pushing to the upside before a bigger dump. So I think, if anything, right now is just a better chance for, to double down. And I will more than likely buy back all, because I sold basically, I have everything except for, I sold all of my puts except for my Novembers. And I think if we do reach 420, I think as of right now, if we go back to 418, around this level, 418 and 420, I will start piling into more puts all over again. But again, still bearish. This rally does not make me bullish at all, And then the Nasdaq, obviously, still on track to close a bear week, right? Still on track to perfectly close a bear week right here. But again, not confirmed until tomorrow at close. If this doesn't close a bear week, then I'm not getting into shorts. But if this does close a bear week, I'm gonna be shorting the living crap out of QQQ. So I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.